trying to get the slide pulled up. Hey, good morning, guys. This is Dale. We're working on a new webinar system. We'll be with you in just a second. Just a second, we'll get started here. A couple more steps and we'll be ready to roll. No slides? You can't hear me? Guys, just hang in there with us just a second. We're just trying to figure out how to get the screen, the PowerPoints up. Went through this about 24 times yesterday, and I know we'll get there for you. So just appreciate you guys being here, and we'll get going here in just a second. That's what I've done a couple of times. Good morning, everyone. This is Dale Calvert. I appreciate you being with us this morning for the SBC Skinny Body training. We're using a new system, obviously, and spent about a day yesterday trying to get the bugs worked out, and hopefully this is going to work better for everybody involved. But we're excited to have you with us. Uh, this morning, we're going to talk about how to become a SBC millionaire, seven-figure earner. And I hope that you'll have some pen and paper ready because we're going to talk about 7 very important concepts, ideas that will help you in your business as we go through this morning. You might have to bear with me from time to time uh, as we're working through this new system, as I'm trying to do now. But I think I do have it figured out here. It's a little bit different. Uses the Google Hangout concept. Okay, looking good. Want to remind you guys, Kentucky Derby's this afternoon. I hope you guys enjoy that. It's always a big deal around here, but more importantly, I hope that you had an awesome, awesome April. And I think it's good to not get too caught up in, just get hold on just a minute. You're on a delay. I hope that your April was awesome, and I think if you look at each month and really every 90 days and kind of gauge your business that way, it makes a big difference. A lot of people get too caught up in the week to week, and you just do the best you can do, get in a rhythm, and do it consistently, and don't get too caught up. But I hope you had a great month. I hope April was fantastic for you. I've been wanting to do this. I meant to do this last month, and I forgot all about it. But I want to congratulate Sandrine Burke, uh, winner of the awesome SBC Camaro that was given away in Orlando. That was awesome to see someone who deserved it, and it's really going to make a difference in her life. Win that car, and I'm not going to tell her whole story. I'm sure all of you have heard it by now, but the timing was perfect for her, and we were just very proud of her. And just wanted to give a little bit more recognition because I know those of you that were there were so happy for her as well. Um, there's a lot of companies I have the opportunity to go and speak for at different events and so on and so forth, and I can never do this training for them. And I'm excited this morning because I can do a training that it's because we're associated with the company at a place and a time in history of that company where I can do a training like this, and it really means something because of the upside potential in the front end of SBC. And that's kind of exciting for me because this is a training that I normally couldn't do. It takes the right company at the right time to be able to share information like this legitimately. And I understand that there are a few millionaires already with SBC, and there's many more on the way. And that's kind of what you're going to see in SBC down the road. You're going to see millionaires and those that are on the way. And that's what you're going to see at this point based upon the history of this company and the product and the leadership and everything that's going on. So listening to me this morning, the way I look at it, well, we've got millionaires and we've got several that are on their way. But what about the rest of you? If you don't fall in one of those two categories, where are you? If you're not in one category or the other, where are you? Because I believe in SBC, we have millionaires and we have people that are well on their way to becoming millionaires. And then we have two other categories. And the two other categories are we have the settled and the decided. The decided are going to become millionaires. They're on their way. They're working towards, maybe different things are going on in their life right now. There's some time management things. There's some things that are out of their control and they can't run right now, but they're going to run because they're runners. And then settlers settle. And a lot of people are one or the other. And that's probably, I've got something for the millionaires and the future millionaires later on today, but I'm probably speaking primarily to the decided and congratulating you on deciding that you're going to move forward, and also to the settled, because if you've just kind of settled for what you have because you love being around great people and a great company and an awesome product that does a lot for a lot of people, uh, and you're just kind of settled and you're kind of in the business, but you're not really working the business consistently. You mention it to people when you have a chance, and you'll go on a social media site and say something every now and then. Uh, you are settled, and I'll just remind you, and you've heard me say this many times before, but hell starts when the person you are meets the person you could have become. And that's something to think about this morning. Do you really want to settle? And if you do, that's okay. But don't fool yourself into thinking you're building a business when in reality your actions say you have settled. Because your action tells you where your focus and your heart is, your actions, your daily activities, your weekly activities, your rhythm, or having a rhythm of the business or not having a rhythm of the business. And self-delusion is rampant in the network marketing industry. There's a lot of people that think because they get on a conference call and say rah rah every week that they're building a business, and they're not. And we love the people that get on the conference calls and say rah rah, but to your own self be true. And you guys have heard me say this many, many times. So get your pen and paper ready, and we're going to get down to the seven figures. The seven figures, seven secrets to seven figures in skinny body care. Number one, dream big. Dream big. Believe it can happen to you. You know, I personally have probably had this has been my biggest obstacle since I've been involved in the industry. And I had to learn how to trick myself in the beginning and how to move myself along consistently forward, because I never really had a big dream. And my dream was never big enough. Now I've reached some awesome dreams and reached some very big dreams. I've reached dreams beyond my beliefs, quite frankly. And I wish I had understood this concept a little bit better personally, but I was able to adapt, and probably not at the level that I could have, should have, but I was able to adapt some and expand my thinking and move forward in this area, maybe even in spite of myself. So it's not all roses, you know. I am the type of person that anybody that really knows me, really knows me, uh, my parents and uh, some of my family members, not all my family members, and my wife, and certain people that really know me and have worked with me will tell me uh, Dale's not money motivated at all. He just doesn't. He's not money motivated. And then the people that don't know me that well, that are around me in my circle, look at me as like I'm extremely money motivated, and it's kind of strange because I'm really not. I'm not a money motivated person. It's not the money. Uh, it's it's I enjoy the lifestyle, and I don't need a lot to have the lifestyle that I want to have, and I enjoy my family. But money is how you keep track of how well you're doing. It money is how you keep track of how many people you're inspiring, how many people you are helping move forward. It's just the way you keep score uh, in my mind. Money just for the sake of money means nothing. But I've really struggled at different points in my life to expand my thinking and to be able to dream bigger. I mean, from age 20, 22, as soon as I found this industry, I was just so thankful because I knew I wasn't going to have to spend the rest of my life working in a behind closed doors in a corporation for 30 years. I knew I was going to be able to get out of that, and just thankful for that opportunity. I mean, I was blown away with it. But most of the self-made millionaires that I know, the one thing you say, well, Dale, what do they have in common? And the one thing they have in common is they have the ability to dream big. Most of them have the ability to dream big, and they don't overanalyze. They don't analyze to they're paralyzed. They look at opportunity. They look at upside, downside. They can evaluate the opportunity real quick and see if there's the upside potential, and they can eliminate opportunities very, very quickly. Uh, so because of their frame of reference that they have. So number one is dream big. Success is the progressive realization of a worthwhile dream. My favorite definition of success is living your life working towards worthy dreams. Working towards. So if you're an SBC this morning, uh, brand new, just got started, just getting going, and you're seeing the lifestyle that's available for some people that have already been created. You're seeing the opportunity to make a difference for your family financially, maybe the opportunity to pay off a home or uh, create a college fund for your children. You're seeing all that. You're seeing the upside potential of this opportunity, and you said, you know what? Uh, I want to do this. I want to follow the plan that you guys have set out. Show me what to do. I want to play ball. Let's go. Uh, you're a success. And you say, well, Dale, I haven't made my first. I haven't sold my first bottle yet. It doesn't matter. You've made the decision to live your life working towards worthy goals. You're a success. And that definition will keep the right people moving in the right direction all the time. Success is not getting to a certain level. It's not saying I have $10,000 in the bank, or I have no debt. I mean, those are all awesome things, and they're all awesome aspects. But you know, and some of you've probably heard me use this example before, but I mean, I was living in a 600 square foot home, driving a beat up Chevette, living in a beat up home, or driving a beat up Chevette and living in a little tiny 600 square foot home. Seriously. And when I got involved in this industry, uh, years down the road, at one point I was living on my dream home at the time, which was on the lake in central Kentucky's world's largest man-made lake. Had my pontoon boat and enjoying life. And um, I hope you guys can still hear me. my laptop cord from the base. So sorry about that. So anyway, my point that I was making is success is living your life towards worthy goals. After you reach those goals, you are no longer a success unless you set new ones. And that is a concept that most people have a problem really grasping, because most people think, well, I have this, therefore I'm a success. No, that what you have has nothing to do with your success. What you don't have has nothing to do with what your success. Success is living your life working towards worthy goals. That's the game. And you have to believe, and belief in what you can do. Let me see if I can get these slides back up here for you. And you have to start wherever you can believe. You have to start where you can believe. And for some people right now, let me pull this slide up. Here's $100, I think, SBC check. $100 SBC check. And for some of you, say, Dale, if I can make $100 with this opportunity, it'd make a difference for myself and my family. If I can make $100 profit, my goodness gracious, that would mean so much for me. So get to 100. The first thing you do is get to 100. Once you're there, then expand it. And you just keep expanding it. Then one day before you know it, you'll be looking at a $1,000 check. And then you might be looking at a $5,000 check, and then eventually a $10,000 check. So that's how it starts. Secret number 2, become an expert. Is become an expert. That's the second secret. Become an expert. If you work with me and you're willing to do your part, I'll take you where you want to go. That's what experts communicate. Okay, guys, I'm going to try to bring up the slides one more time. We were rolling too, and I just pulled the keyboard right out of the wall. Okay, so there's a check. And become an expert. I'm being told you aren't seeing any slides on here. And oh, I bet I know what it is. Bear with me. I'm going to master this. This is the first one I've done. I appreciate your patience. And we really did practice this all day yesterday. This was our education time, was learning how to do all this new webinar system. But the one thing I had not anticipated was pulling the dang cord out of the wall. Okay, got that. Mm-hmm. That's where I missed, I think. Now it's wanting me to log all the way back in. Damn it. That's a delayed. What are you seeing now? Okay. Okay, guys. We'll try this one last time. I'll try not to pull my laptop out of the out of the out of the plug. This really isn't. It's just an awesome system. It just takes a while to get used to it. That's why I've kind of avoided it for a while, but it is an awesome, awesome system. We tested and tried out yesterday for several hours, and I think it's going to be a lot better for us. Okay, we talked about dreaming big. And we talked a whole lot about success is living your life working towards, or you're on a delay. Success is living your life working towards worthy goals. And that's the key. That's absolutely important. It's the daily activity, it's the rhythm that ultimately takes you where you want to go. You start where you can believe. If you can believe in $100 check, get to $100. If you can get to 200, get to 200. If you can get to five, get to five. Once you get to five, you'll start believing you can get to 750, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, and that's how you grow your income. In the beginning, a lot of times people get started, and as you move forward, your belief expands. So a lot of times people look at people and they're making $10,000 a month. Well, you you don't know where they started, and as you move forward, your belief will expand. I'm going to pause one more time and see what my engineer is saying here. But no PowerPoints. Let's see. I can't find my webinar jam. Oh, there it is. Last shot. PowerPoint. There it is. Custom show. Setups right. Do individual slides. There's my icon. It's up. I'm moving forward. Okay, guys. secret 2 is become an expert. Become an expert. And I heard it said one time, that you're only about 5 books away from becoming an expert on anything. And the reason you want to become an expert in what you're doing, and in network marketing, your expertise needs to be upon people and developing leaders. The development of people. Uh, that's where your expertise in this industry is. What are expert network marketers? What expert network marketers develop leaders. I mean, that's the bottom line. And your prospects, when you're out there and you're communicating with people that are looking for something to do, a lot of times, the attitude they're looking from you is, hey, if you work with me and are willing to do your part, I'll take you where you want to go. Because quite frankly, most business opportunities, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about a franchise or any type of business opportunity. Yeah. Uh, if involved in any kind of business, that's what they're looking for. Uh, if I'm looking for a real estate agent, I'm looking for somebody that says, you know what, we defined exactly what kind of house you're looking for, and I'm not going to waste your time, but I am going to find the perfect home for you. That's the attitude that needs to be projected. So every profession has these attitudes, and in the network marketing industry is, if you work with me and are willing to do your part, I'll take you where you want to go. And you have to believe that with everything within you, and you do that by becoming an expert in the industry, becoming the top 1%. And I've heard it said many times, you're only 5 books away from learning more about any subject than 70% of the population know about that subject. And that's true. And whatever subject you want to learn and you want to consume, you just consume as much information as quick as you can on that subject, and you're gonna get a real good broad understanding of whatever that topic is. Uh, there's some people that don't really know much about horse racing and the Kentucky Derby and all of that, for example, which is happening today, or even the heavyweight or lightweight championship fight that's happening tonight. But you could read 5 books on the history of uh, fighting, or 5 books on uh, horse racing, and you would know more about 70% of the population. So it's just kind of the way it's been set up. And you got to be an expert in what you're doing, whatever that is. Whatever you do in life, be an expert at it. Be the best you can possibly be. And in our industry, it's studying and learning people. Study leadership, not herbs. I get so tired of going to these conventions with nutritional companies, and all their distributors know about all these herbs and what the herbs do in the body and how the body reacts to the herbs, and they couldn't tell you beans about what it takes to develop people and develop a team and develop leaders. It's just amazing to me how people get focused on the things that they think should matter, but really don't matter. I mean, and I'm not saying it doesn't matter, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't read the Vitamin Bible. It's an excellent book, and everybody should have it and read it. But the bottom line is, you got to know what you're trying to do, and what is your ultimate goal. And in this industry, experts develop leaders. Great leaders were once great leaders were once great students who continue in a self-education and personal development mode. They're great students who continue to be students. So you create a plan. Uh, Goal setting is a great place to start. Your reasons. This video is online. I think we even put this in the SBC training area. I've used it and shared it many, many times. I used to have the old cassette of this that I would buy 100 at a time to give to people. Actually, in my office here in Kentucky, I have the original album uh, LP from 1964 framed and hanging on my wall here because it is such a profound recording. It's definitely wisdoms of the ages stuff, and every high school graduate should be required to memorize the strangest secret before they leave high school. It would make a major positive impact on this world. I really believe that. And the bottom line is, it's just the people that know where they're going and have it written down accomplish more than the 97% of people that don't. The 3% that do and have it written down and have this focused game plan as part of their life end up accomplishing more than the other 97% of the population. And it's just the way it's been. It's the way it's always been. It's the way it always will be. And create a plan. Number 4. Number 4. I'm going to try one more time, guys, just to bring up the slides for you. I really, so it gets perfect. Practice doesn't always make perfect, I don't guess. Custom slide. Okay, so I'm an expert, and you can do it. You can do it because most people are not going to take the time, energy, and effort to focus on the right things. Create your game plan. Number 4, this is one of the most important secrets to success, especially in this industry, is take massive action. Your level of success is equal to your level of skill multiplied by your level of action. Take massive action. You can make up in numbers what you lack in skill, according to Jim Rohn. You can make up in numbers what you lack in skill. Uh, so it's how many people do you get to visit your website every day, week, month? If you just focus on that and get that number high and higher, and the higher you get that number, the more prospects you're going to have for your business, the more product sales you're going to have, and the more money you're going to make. And when it comes to massive action, it really is about getting yourself in a rhythm, getting in a routine with it, and learning to run when you can run, because you can't always run. Sometimes life happens. So learning to run when you can run is very important. Massive action, consistent effort doesn't always create consistent results, but it always creates success. It always creates success. It's my last break here. I think I know what's happened, but I don't know how to get back to where I need to be. So I'm just going to keep on rolling for you guys. Massive action. Get into the routine. Get into your rhythm. If I ask you how many people did you contact personally in April? How many people hit? How many leads did you get from your websites personally in April? Those are numbers that you should know. Those are numbers you should know. And you can't create ratios if you don't have the numbers. So you got to have numbers to have ratios. So it's just getting into that rhythm, getting into that routine. Secret five is everything rises and falls based upon leadership. And I know some of you know this guy on the screen. For those of you who can see the screen, is Lee Iacocca. What was Lee Iacocca worth to Chrysler? I love Lee Iacocca because he said, if you can find a better CEO, hire him. If you can find somebody better, hire him. You know, he rubbed shoulders the wrong way with the people at Ford. They fired him. He said, "So what? I'll find something else," and he did. And he brought Chrysler Corporation back from the dead. Leadership is the highest paid profession in the world. It's not management. In network marketing, we try to manage our groups way too soon instead of continuing to lead them. We have to lead our groups. We start manage them. We get 7 or 9 or 11 people on our team, and we just start becoming the manager. Leadership and management are two totally different concepts, two totally different skill sets. Uh, Most great managers are not great leaders. Most great leaders couldn't function without great managers that they work with. But leadership is the highest paid profession in the world, and everything everything rises and falls based upon leadership. If if most network marketers, they're too worried about the next 10 people they're going to get on auto ship instead of worrying about, am I going to find my 3 to 5 leaders this year? Because if you find 3 to 5 leaders a year that want it as bad as you do and are willing to come down the road, learn, grow, develop, in 5 years you'll be a superstar in any company in this industry, including SBC. It will happen. Secret number 6, again, build your vision. I believe in unity as much or more than any network marketer in the industry. I mean, I'm all about unity. I believe, unity creates separation. When you unify your organization, you separate yourself from the masses. However, your main focus should be uh, your main focus. I mean, sometimes what happens is companies the company can become a social club, if that makes sense. And, leadership has got to lead. Leadership has got to build vision for their people. They've got to move their people forward. Your main focus needs to be on your organization's momentum, your organization's ability to progress monthly, your organization's ability, your people's ability to overcome obstacles and move forward, and the development of your personal team. See, if everybody in the company, if every leader in the company had a focus on being the best leader I can be and developing my team, using unified systems that the company wants you to use. Okay, don't misunderstand me here. Developing my team using duplicatable systems that the company wants us to use, but developing my team and not worried about what Joe's team's doing or Sally's team's doing or whoever else's team's doing. If every leader would focus on developing their team, their next wave of leaders, helping people get out of the social club mode, help people move forward, help people jump past their hurdles, help people continue to move down the road, progress, and do a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better, and continue developing their leadership team, the company will take care of itself. That's a real important concept, guys. It's you can be very unified as leadership in the company, but if you're focused, well, I wonder how much volume we're going to do this much. month. I wonder what Ben's going to do about that. And guys, that kind of stuff you have no control over. You got to focus on what you can do. How's your team doing? How many people did you have that got to a new level last month? A new pin level. And that's where your focus should be, because that's where you can have some control and some influence. So stay focused in the right places. That's just it'll make a difference. Secret 7, 100% responsibility and accountability for the development of your team. 100%. It's not if the company would come out with this, if somebody would do that, if my upline would do this. It's I'm the leader. I'm going to direct. I'm going to guide. I'm going to help. I'm going to give people the right direction in the beginning. I'm going to give them support when they need support, and I'm going to develop a team of leaders that ultimately one day I can delegate to, and therefore it will continue to be duplicated over and over and over and over. When you take 100% responsibility, you have the power and you gain the ability to control your destiny when you're responsible and you're not blaming somebody outside of yourself. Now, those are 7 very, very powerful principles, guys. 7 very powerful principles. I hope you had the opportunity to write them down. But I want to show you a couple things that I think will put this into perspective for you. Wealth occurs when the opportunity and preparation meet. When opportunity and preparation meet. The only thing you can't control in this industry is the timing of your opportunity. And my first 5 years, I was involved with a great company, great products, but the timing, it was over before I got there. Honestly, it was gone. There was no upside potential to where I was. And I didn't realize that till years looking back. I certainly didn't realize it at the time, because pretty much all of us fall in love with our first company. But wealth occurs when opportunity and preparation meet. During that 5 years, I was learning the skill sets and focusing on leadership and not herbs and vitamins. And I was doing everything that we talk about. And I was getting better and getting more confident and moving forward and starting to realize, what to do to help people move forward and get to the next level. And in this industry, the only thing you can't really control is the timing, and you can at some level if you know what you're looking at, but most people don't. But you're looking for, again, the timing of the opportunity is very important. But when you have the right skill sets and the right mindsets and the right timing, is when wealth is created. And this is just something that we came up with recently. And it says the success stories of your team is a direct reflection of the leadership you provide. The success stories of your team is the direct reflection of the leadership you provide. And see, most network marketers don't want to admit that. They want to say, well, I had some good people, but they did this, and then I had a good person and they did that, and then I had a good person and they decided to join the other thing. And it's like we get overcome with excuses. And when you treat people right and you tell them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear, and you bring them down the road systematically to help them achieve their goals, and your focus is on them, you will create a bond with people that won't be broken because somebody offers them to be a founding distributor in a company that they know is probably not going to make it to begin with. Sometimes people look for excuse to work with you. Sometimes they look for excuse to get away from you. And you want to create the track record for the people that you work with to where people want to work with you because of they know that you can help them get where they want to go. Make sense? Hope so. Okay, here's the real leadership development paradigm shift. And when I say paradigm shift, what happens, guys, when you first start, you have to worry about your personal time management, your fear of the telephone that you have to overcome, your schedule around your regular job, your kids' activities, uh, the money for advertising your business just a little bit. You don't need a lot of money, but you need a little bit of money to advertise. And there's all these little factors that you have to get in a rhythm with. Okay, when are you going to work your business? When are you going to do follow-up phone calls? When are you going to get online, and for how long? And it's getting into a rhythm of the business. And in the beginning, everything's about me, 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 I, my check, my growth, my team, blah, blah. And that's normal. At some point, there needs to be the leadership development paradigm shift. And, you know, I was lucky because I had that, or I had the leadership development paradigm shift after about 3 years. Some people never get it. Some people don't even know it exists. But I see people that have been in the industry 10, 15 years and never had the leadership development paradigm shift. They're still focused on what their check's going to be next month and how many people they have on auto ship. They've been in the business 15 years. The leadership development paradigm shift has never even been a thought, much less a shift. So I'm going to expand on this just a minute, but what I'm getting ready to share with you can really be the difference for a couple of you. What I'm getting ready to share with you. And this is extremely personal. I mean, my first year in the industry, my first company, I sponsored, I don't know, between 110 and 150 people over 5 years, and built an organization of a few thousand people. Okay, that's but I was sponsoring, it was no big deal. And once I got in the rhythm of it and I believed it, and I had a little bit of a success record. You know, they were going to join me, and I knew they were going to join me, and they did. And I got so fired up, and I could sit down at anybody's kitchen table. And when I was left, I was going to leave with an application in my hand. They were going to join me. I knew that. Now, they didn't do anything after they joined, but they were going to join. I was going to sell them on the opportunity. They were going to leave. If they were going to get all after I left, it was over. But at least they were going to join. But once I started to understand, I don't have to sponsor everybody and their brother. I'm really looking for the right people. I'm looking for people that have a little bit of determination, ambition, can keep their thumb out of their mouth every time somebody says no. I'm looking for a certain kind of person. And once I started to develop that attitude, I got much more selective on who I even set appointments with. And I just started getting more selective. And the more selective I got, the better people I got in front of, and things started to happen. And my income, my ninth year, I'd been full time about 4 years. And my ninth year, my income was 92,000. My 10th year jumped to 253. My 11th to 1.1, and my 13th to 3.5 million. And I'm telling you that to tell you this: it happened 100% by design. In my previous company, I told you I sponsored 150 people at least, and what happened was I had all these frontline people, and I had 4 or 5 or 6 that were really committed and dedicated and loyal, and the rest I was babysitting all the time, and I hadn't talked to them in 6 months, but a big speaker's coming to town, so I felt like I had to let them know about it. Sometimes I'd call these people back, and I'd say, "Hey, this is Dale Calvert. I just wanted to let you know so-and-so's coming to town. We're having a big event in Columbus, and want to see if maybe you wanted to go up there with us." And they'd say, "Dale, who?" I mean, they forgot about even joining. Okay, it was a waste of my time, energy, my mental energy, my emotions. I, I didn't like working like that. I didn't like, because I had a sense of responsibility for all these people, and some of you know what I'm talking about. So I got smart, and then the second opportunity that I joined, I looked at the comp plan and I said, okay, how many people do I have to help get to a certain level for me to get to the top level? And the answer was 5. I needed to help 5 people get to a certain level, and I would be at the top level. And it's like Zig Ziglar says, you can have anything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want. So my approach was totally different. And I said, okay, who are the 5 people that understand what we're trying to do? Because at that time, and early, I mean, after 3 years, I was all about systems and duplication, and until you know why, the how doesn't matter, and setting up their reasons. And I'm looking at my organization. I don't have that many people at the time, but I'm thinking, who are the best people here? And bottom line, I made the move, and some of the people said, I'm coming with you. And I took 5 people, and they were front line to me. And I wasn't going to sponsor anybody else. I sponsored hundreds of people in that program, but they all went in depth under one of those 5 people's team members. And so what happened, guys, is we took 5 frontline team members and helped each one of them create a 250,000 plus income. And as Zig Ziglar says, you can have anything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want. So all I wanted to, and I didn't build it for them, but I knew they understood our systems and our concepts, and they understood how to get people started right, and they understood everything that we've been trying to teach. So I wouldn't have to be there to watch over everything. And I got to a point where most of these people were already at a level of support. I'd already gone through the direction and the support, and they were almost to a point of delegation. And it gave me a lot more freedom and flexibility. And we just built it. We just built it right under those 5 people, helped all of them reach over at least $250,000 income. And that's how your income jumps to 1.1 to 3.5, because 2 of those actually went on to build $1 million incomes themselves. And that's the secret, and I talk about that in the spinning plates concept in the Confessions of a Network Marketing Millionaire series. I know a lot of you have, and I just believe that everything you do, you're doing it for the long term. I'm not worried about somebody's, small commission on somebody's auto ship next month. I'm not worried. I mean, it's about leadership, guys. It's about developing teams of people that are going to go out there and duplicate it and build other great leaders. That's how you create real security in this industry. So that's the leadership development paradigm shift. That's what I really wanted to share with you guys today. The ability to get away from you, get your time management, all that. You need to take care of that early in your career. And then how many people can you help with their time management? How many people can you help with their prospecting techniques, helping them get started right? And your focus comes off yourself on your people. And when that happens, great things are happening. Great things will happen. I hope today's helped you. I know we were scattered with this new webinar system. We'd been through, I mean, we spent a lot of training time this week focusing on this, and I'm not, if I think if I hadn't pulled it out of the wall, we would have been fine. Seems like we were rolling. And I pulled it out of the wall and it kind of got us off sync. But I'll get me a longer extension cord for my laptop next time or figure something out. But I appreciate you guys being with us today. I hope you had a great April. Dawn and I look forward to seeing you in Dallas at the next conference. And let me see something. I should be able to. Oh, no. But anyway, I was supposed to be able to pop up a registration form for Dallas for you, but I'll figure that out next time. But make sure you get registered for that event. If you haven't got registered yet, make sure your team knows about it, guys. Promote for these events. It's real important. Real important. Ben was going to try to jump on with us. He was on a boat earlier this morning, and I don't know if he's going to pop in here or not. He was going to try if he got back in time, maybe not. But anyway, I hope that if I say leadership development paradigm shift, that means something, that clicks in your mind, that you see what we're saying there, and understand you really can have anything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want. The challenge is we spend too much time with the wrong people and not enough time with the right people. And after a while, you start recognizing what the type of people you're looking for look like. You start recognizing people that are not just shallow, that have some substance to them, that have some real desire to them, that have some, they really want to do something and they're willing to work and learn. And you start separating those people from the people that are constantly blaming and complaining and sucking on their thumb. And those are the people you put your time, energy, and effort into, people that are really willing to go above and beyond and do whatever needs to be done to make it happen. And when you're working with those kind of people, this is a fun business. If you're not, if you're surrounded by gripers and complainers and people who it's not their fault, it's somebody else's fault, everything in life bad happens to them, this can be the biggest downer in the world. So don't do that. Don't do that. I would rather work with 3 awesome people than 3,000 on my team who I've got to burp and diaper all the time because they're just a bunch of babies. And say, well, Dale, you shouldn't talk about people like that. That's not, you know what? If you're going to build a business here, you got to build it with the right people. I mean, you can lead thousands, but you can't carry 4 on your back. You can lead thousands, but you can't carry 4 on your back. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Look forward to talking with you next month, seeing you in Dallas at the conference. Don't know what kind of recording we got, if anything, here, but we'll see how it turned out. We'll figure this. I really liked it, a lot of the features of this system. It's killer, but I've got to figure out how to not yank my cord out of the wall, and I think we would have been in good shape. Y'all have a great month. We appreciate you. We look forward to seeing you in Dallas, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.